Good afternoon and welcome to Business News with ARKORE. Today we have with us Lady Yosola, the Vice President of the Great Ife Students Union, CEO among many others, and a creative. Please introduce yourself, Lady Yosola.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, ARKORE. It's a delight to be here.
Yeah.
My name is Adekoya OMOYOSOLA. I am popularly called the Lady Yosola. I'm the Vice President, Great Ife Students Union. I am a graphic designer and I co-own a printing brand. I also have an NGO, the Yes Initiative. So amongst
many other things.
a little other things, not many.
So I wonder how, as a student, primarily, how you are able to shuffle both responsibilities together and still, in a way, balance them quite perfectly.
Okay.
Because looking at your graphic design part, it's obvious. Because if someone look back to how your elections, the design were spot on. I mean, that was the talk of who is this woman? Who is this lady?
Thank you.
So, and you've been able to do all those things seamlessly. So how has it been? Especially now that you are the vice president.
Okay. For me, even before I became the vice president, I was into a number of things.
All right.
So it was not difficult for me transitioning. But of course, I think since I became the vice president, the top, or among some of the other things I do, the top is still the position I hold now.
Yes.
So although it was not difficult for me transitioning, but that does not mean that it is an easy ride.
Seamless.
Yes. So one thing that works for me is that a lot of times people think that I do everything myself. So that's not usually true.
Okay.
Even the fact that I'm a graphic designer, there is not all the times that I do all the designs myself. There are times that I have to contract it out. There are times that I have to give some of my employees, especially for my printing brand. So, but what matters is that the job is done, whether it is done by me or by anybody that is in my cabinet or my employee.
I think one of the major things about doing business in a large scale is being able to delegate to others.
Absolutely.
That you trust in. Well, I think that also has a tricky part. That means you have to have a trust in the skill set of the people you are giving your work to, because the standard needs to be maintained.
Basically, for what I just talked about now, about delegation, working with people, it used to be difficult for me previously, and that's because I'm usually a perfectionist. But upon getting to this position rather, then I began to unlearn and learn and relearn that I can't kill myself. I can't do some things by myself.
Yeah.
So what I just do, especially in the design aspect, for example, if my employee works on a design, I would look through it, make corrections that are necessary. Yes. And there are some times that I would also give like a sample or explain what I have in mind, that, okay, I want you to do this. There are some business owners that are also into academics, into different things, especially if you see that maybe you're in some departments, I don't want to mention names, but you're in some departments that are quite tasking.
Yeah.
So, and then you can't allow your department suffer for your academics rather suffer for it. So you just have to start learning how to trust people, it may be that you would have to coach those people for a little while. It may be that you would have to, before you employ them or before you give out the job, you should have looked at what they've done and see if it syncs with the goals. Yes, the goals of your business or whatever you do. So that's very, very important.
All right. You do many things, extracurricular activities especially.
Yes.
What are the effects you think so far it has had on the way you view schooling?
Okay.
As a whole. I mean, we have many people that just come to school, they just focus on just academics. Yeah, it's cool. But then standing out of that crowd and doing a couple of things for yourself, what are the effects you think that had on you?
Okay, I would say it is both positive and negative.
All right.
So it just is left to everyone to know how to, although balance may seem like a vague word, everybody's saying balance. But there are some things that would really, really not balance like that.
Actually.
So, and then one thing that is important is when we talk about should people go into extracurricular activities like politics or leadership roles? Should people go into business? Should people go into this or that? One thing I will always tell people is that should I say the vision that I have about my future may be different from the vision that ARKORE has. ARKORE is into photography.
Yes.
So I want to believe that it would do extracurricular activities that would incline him to the vision that he has.
Yes.
So for example, if your own personal vision is probably to be a lecturer, a research worker, it may be that, or it may be necessary that you should not delve into as much extracurricular activities. If your vision is to be the best graduating student, the first class holder or something like that,
Yes.
and then you want to go into like politics, then you're into business, you're into 4 or 5 things. That
might not gel.
Exactly.
Well.
Exactly. If at all, probably just one thing. And some people are also into religious activities.
Yes.
They are maybe coordinators, HODs in their churches or their church departments or mosques, fellowship, something like that. So for me, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to go into after school. I know that I still want to be inclined in politics space. I know the future ambitions I have. I know that I want to be a business owner. I know I don't want to do a 9 to 5 for too long.
Yeah.
So, and then for somebody that is going to do that, there are some soft skills. Now, that is what is very, very important. There are soft skills that you need that no lecturer is going to teach you
in the
classroom. So soft skills like communication,
when you do business, you learn communication,
interpersonal communication,
how to manage people, accountability.
Exactly. How to manage situations, how to keep your cool in times of hardship, things like that. So those are skills that even things as seemingly insignificant as volunteering. Volunteering will teach you how to work with a team.
Teamwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because even as a business owner, you need interpersonal skills. You can't just be talking to your customers anyhow.
Because you're not dealing with just yourself.
Yes.
Business is your business and others.
Absolutely. You even need others, probably even more than yourself.
Actually. Because you won't buy from yourself.
So these extracurricular activities are things that can even help you to build those soft skills. Even if what you want to do is career, do a 9 to 5, you still need those things.
So in a nutshell, anything you are doing in the school setting, make sure it aligns with what you want for your life after school.
Yes.
Because sometimes most of us don't really think about the after school until maybe second semester of part 4. And we start thinking, after school, there's something to do.
Yes.
I mean, I'm in part 4 now, and I have a lot of worried classmates. I mean, those people that have been...
I can relate to.
That have been, like, focusing on academics. And, like, you are not the kind of person that wants to stay in the academic section after school. So why didn't you do that thing? Like, they are clueless. So I think this is just... I mean, if you are still in part 1 and part 2, you are very lucky if you are watching this.
Yes.
Because this is more like a clarion call for you to check your goals. What do you want to do after school? And how does what you are doing in school align with not really the course, but also other things you do apart from school, apart from being a student? How does it align with what you want to do later on in life? So on the last part, I mean, if you are one that wears many hats, most people that are more like multifaceted like these are people they look up to, mentors, role models, and also maybe a couple of books that, I mean, readers are leaders. So if there is any book or role models that you think you followed, people can also check out.
Okay. I would not really say I have role models, but I have mentors in different spheres.
Yes, yeah.
So because I'm very, very enthusiastic about parenting. So I have mentors in the aspect of parenting. I have mentors because that's what I'm presently passionate about in my private life.
Yeah.
So I have mentors in the sphere of business. I have mentors in the sphere of spiritual life, different aspects. So, and sometimes my mentors are not even really people that
people know, people that are loud.
Yes, exactly. People that have written books and all. So my mentors are people that are, my mentors can be people, I don't want to mention names, but they can be people that are students or people that are just finished school. So many of times for my NGO, the Yes Initiative, we do an annual summit, Youth Entrepreneur Summit. So many of the times I invite many of them. So when I meet my mentors, they are those people that I invite for the programs I do, because I believe they have things, or they know things that I don't know. They've gone through the steps that I want to go through, something like that. So, and then for books, I think one book that's really, really clicked for me in terms of politics was Love Does Not Win Emotions. Love Does Not Win Elections, rather. So I read that book when I was I think when I finished secondary school. So one way or another, it ignited the political or leadership aspect passion. So business, I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's still one of the, it's not really a business book, but it's a book that would start telling you that you can't be poor in this life. So you start thinking and rethinking. Yes. So, but presently, I've not been into books as much as I used to be. That's because I barely have time. But what I used to suffice for that is messages. I do a lot of messages. So because when I am listening to messages, I can multitask. I can be doing my designs and then I'm listening to messages. But for book, I have to, and the type of schedule I have, I multitask a lot. I can be having a physical meeting and I am doing a design, I'm doing one thing or another. So listening to messages help me to multitask. So I think that's what I do mostly now.
All right, thank you so much for being with us, for the time, for the wisdom you've shared with us so far. I believe this will help a lot of students to check their life, balance their life, and also aspire to become something better out of their lives. And thank you so much, Yosola, for being with us.